Some say that dreams make one very happy. So happy that they make you forget the troubles of your reality. For me, it was completely opposite because of one dream. One dream that made me change my regard for such a concept. Before anything else, my name is Alex Richard. I was 15 years old when it happened, and that was nearly 7 years ago. At that time, I was happy, taking into regard the standard of happiness for a teenager. I was always looked down upon as a child and bullied. But what can I do? I was bullied at the day, and I'd come home with scars on my face. Sometimes bruises, sometimes black eyes, you name it. There was always one reprieve that I seek to make myself happy. Dreaming. Yes, I love to dream during the nights, to create fantasies that replaced my reality with a sweet illusion. I know it only lasts for about an hour, but I don't care. It was my sanctuary. My dreams always looked vivid, so real, that only after a few days did I discover why. I was a lucid dreamer. You see, when you lucid dream, you are conscious of the fact that you are dreaming, and you do not try to wake up. Rather, you assert your control over the dream, and you mold it into whatever desire you want. Every single day, I continued to lucid dream until it became a routine. Be sad at day, be happy at night. Always that. I know I was dreaming, because I always had one event that helped me remember I was dreaming. If I blinked or not. And if I wasn't blinking, I was dreaming. And as a routine, whenever I wake up, I remember to check my phone and clock for the time. Why? Well, if you're in a lucid dream, something constant, like time, isn't that constant anymore. Two things, like two indicators of time, say a phone and a watch, wouldn't be in sync. And blinking, people always blink, so it's constant. If you don't blink, it means you're still dreaming. Always check the phone and watch, I told myself. A few months before my 16th birthday, me and my girlfriend, yes, by that time I met my girl, and we soon grew fond of each other. Well, at that time, she was the reason for me being happy. I never had a lucid dream anymore. I found another reason to be happy, with her. But then we started to have an argument. It was a serious one, and it led her to leave my house without even looking back. She left me alone. She never called or texted me after that day. She shattered my heart, and I had lost my reason to continue living. But then, I remembered my sanctuary, my dreams. That night, as I lay down on my bed and started sleeping. But this time, I decided not to lucid dream. I decided to let my dream wash over me, to let it dictate me. Strange. I never tried this before, I thought. I woke up breathing heavily. The atmosphere felt different, cold. Slowly, I tried to stand up from my bed, but I realized that I couldn't move. I could only stare at the ceiling and move my fingers. I tried moving my neck to check if I could find anything that could make a sound, to let my mom know I was paralyzed, but I wish I didn't. Just as I was about to move my head, I noticed a figure on the far side of the room. It looked small, and I realized it was a child. No, a girl. Her hair was different, and she was wearing a shirt and a skirt. But when I looked at the face, my God, the face, my heart skipped a beat. It had no eyes. It had a mouth, but it had no teeth. It It had no teeth. And the nose, it was deformed. Its neck was twitching, left, right. That sight was disturbing. I tried shouting, trying to let my mom know there was a demonic child at my room. But no words came from my mouth. Nothing. I was alone. Slowly, the child started moving towards me. It kept muttering something, and I thought it said die, die, die. But then, at that moment, I realized something. I wasn't blinking. It was a dream. No, a nightmare. I tried calming myself. I can control it. It was just a dream. I can win over it. I tried gathering my thoughts to turn her into something that can calm me. I tried visualizing her into my girlfriend to make the nightmare into a sweet dream. For a few moments, the child's form was changing. But what happened was the opposite. As the child started to walk towards me, its body swirling like water, more and more of them appeared, being created from the swirling mass from the original girl. There were now 10 demonic children starting to slowly walk towards me. Then, they stopped at my bed, and they just stared at me. I recalled from my experience how long my dreams last. 1 hour. They stared at me for 1 whole hour with their deformed faces just a few feet away from mine. I had to endure 1 hour with all those faces. But I felt like something inside me was being drawn to those eyes. I couldn't remember what happened to me after that. My mind seemed to forget what happened. The next thing I know, I was eating breakfast with my mom. I was happy. No more nightmare. The following days, me and my girlfriend got back together, and my nights never seemed to be filled with nightmares anymore. But something kept bothering me. Like I forgot to do something. Oh well, I dismissed the thought. I was awake. I was free. Right now, me and my wife are married. We're living in an apartment near my mother's house. My wife is now a secretary to a local firm, and, well, I am a neurologist working in the nearest hospital. But there was something that bothered me. Ever since that nightmare, I seemed to hear a woman's voice calling out to me late at one night. Like a voice calling out to me, but it was faint. The voice kept calling me, saying, Alex, and saying a few words that I couldn't make out. The voice called my name repeatedly, sometimes lasting for a few seconds, until a full minute actually. The voice seemed like it came from a woman, almost like my mom. That's weird. My mom's over there, just near our place. If she called me, I would hear it with clarity, but it still seemed distant and faint. At that moment, I realized something. The morning after the nightmare, I forgot to check my phone and the clock. I stood up and got my phone. The time on my phone was 12 a.m. And I checked the clock on my room. It was 7 a.m. I turned around to check if my wife was still sleeping, but she wasn't there. I was alone in the room, and something more horrible filled with my mind. One thing that I never thought was strange until that moment. I wasn't blinking. No, no, no! Why did I forget? I forgot to check the time. I'm so careless. How come I was so careless? Now, I can see my room fading, being replaced by a cage. I was standing on metal. I could see through the gaps in the metal bars supporting the cage. I was in some some sort of hell-like prison. There were flames all around me, and the heat was unbearable. Am I in hell?
Yes, you are,
whispered a child's voice. I stood there, frozen with shock. A child. I turned around, only to see the child again. The one with no eyes, no teeth, and deformed nose. Its mouth slowly curved into a smile. Then it said,
in hell.